Hello everyone. The 2nd of June, Mongol and Mars will enter into Aries, his sign, his fort, his castle, his multicone sign. This means that he gets the most tremendous burst of power. You will feel it in some area of your life, but watch out. Saturn is watching closely. There's a few ups and downs we need to discuss, but this is a mighty burst of renewal energy. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below, and if the video is good, of course, give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Let's go. However, please note these dates before we even look at the astrology. June the 1st, June the 2nd. Yes, it's a GANDANTA crossing. Mongol has to go from Pisces into Aries. Therefore, it's a water and fire combination. They do not mix. There is emotionality on these two dates. Everybody's super sensitive, making impulsive, irrational decisions. Emotional arguments happen. Hold fire. Don't get involved. Keep yourself calm and centered on June the 1st, June the 2nd. Then we can move on with the positive effects of the transit. And it's a very good situation for Mars when he gets into Aries. Look, he's going to find himself all alone in the sign. He's in his castle, in his fort, where he gets multicone strength. He gets his most potent strength, actually, in the first 10 degrees of this sign. Trouble is, he finds himself in a papakatari at the beginning of the transit when he's strongest, and this can be very tense because Rahu is behind and the sun in front. He is squeezed between two malefics. But you know what? Because he's so strong, he won't give up the fight. He is determined to get things done. Now, this is a huge, mega power surge of renewal energy. In some area of your life, every one of us will feel, now is the time. Now I've got to sort out some issue. And Mongol will mostly help. Some signs he's more disturbing by his position. Some signs he is absolutely like a rocket booster. But the thing is that Shani, in his own sign, Aquarius, has a third aspect all the way through the transit. From beginning to end, Saturn is watching Mongol. So there's a little bit of constraint, I do have to say. Everybody is making changes, renewal, but in a measured way. It works out fine. Don't forget about other people. Don't think about self too much. Don't forget, Saturn Aquarius is about collective situation. Take collective responsibility, but renew yourself. Start off in some new direction. It's very good. And it's particularly favorable after June the 15th. Once again, note this date. Why? What's happened? Because Surya has gone away from Taurus into Gemini. There's a whole lineup in this Gemini sign now. So the papakatari has finished. This means after June the 15th, people move on with their plans. There is less constraint. Mongol is no longer squeezed between two malefics. Saturn is affecting, yes, but Mongol is getting closer and closer to the point he will go into a conjunction with Jupiter. But that is the next transit. Jupiter-Mongol, by the way, is a very good conjunction. That's coming up when Mars gets into Taurus. Let's go through all the signs, but please remember to use these readings. You must have a Vedic horoscope, Vedic moon and ascendant, definitely. If you're not sure of those positions, check our website, bottom of my description box, Deva Guru. Put in your birth data and bring up those markers. Don't use a Western tropical chart. Let's go. Aries, moon and ascendant. Mongol is your lord. He's back in his own sign, ascendant moon sign. But watch out for June the 1st, June the 2nd, GANDANTA crossing, where Mongol has to go from Pisces into Aries. You are on a leash. You're straining against restrictions at the beginning of June. Be careful. Don't get into arguments, upsets. Check the beginning of the video, what I've said about GANDANTA crossing. After that, though, you're full of motivation, energy, new ideas, but you will get into some uppity quarrels. Why? Because Aries opposite sign, 7th house, Libra, gets impacted by this Mangala. Spouse, partner, business partner, work colleagues even, they're all going to come up against your determinism, and sometimes, especially moon sign by the way, you will become very impatient indeed. But Saturn is restraining you from his position, 11th house, where he's a good transit for you. So if you constrain yourself, cooperate with work colleagues. Definitely in a very strained situation, I know, bosses on your case, etc. Many of you, increased workload. As I say, pressures are there. You will impress many people. Watch your health. You could have accidents because you're so impetuous now. But here's the good news. Health can improve. New exercise routine, taking on new health medication perhaps, or intervention, consultation, it's all good. So make the most of this burst of Martian energy now. Mars is in his Multricone sign. You are getting the energy to see a vision for your future. Maybe you are a little bit held back right now, but you are moving on in a whole new direction. Make the most of this energy. Do the things you put off for so long. You'll be so pleased you did. Taurus, moon and ascendant. Wow, you've just had Mangala in your 11th house. Talk about accomplishing goals, talk about getting on top of stuff, and you've still got a lot of planets in Taurus right now as Mangala begins his Aries transit. The thing is, as soon as Mangala gets into that 12th house, little bit of caution comes in, little bit of fear, little bit of anxiety creeps in. Don't let it overwhelm you, but you're going to get to grips with some big secrets during this transit. See, Mangala's in his Multricone sign. You're going to find out what the enemy's doing, what the competitors are doing. Watch out, you're going to get some great insights during the next 6 weeks, most of you. But don't let it cause you sleepless nights. Mangala, 12th house, you can have insomnia, restlessness, a feeling of like something's not quite right. Take it easy, meditate, relax, and just wait, because soon Mangala will conjunct Jupiter in your sign coming up next transit. So use Mangala's energy, 12th house, to find out what other people are doing without even trying. You're going to get into a power situation by renewed insight, particularly business people maybe, but all Taurian, moon and ascendant. Good time for students, private study, occult study, astrology, fantastic. Mangala, 12th house transit, own sign. And you should keep your plans to yourself now. Don't say too much. Mangala aspects 3rd house. You could say more than you want. Especially watch conversations with your neighbors and siblings. You could get into some difficult situations. A bit more constraint now, and soon you're going to be rearing to go once Mangala gets into your sign on July the 13th. Gemini, moon and ascendant both, especially from the moon. This is really good. This is a time when you will definitely get progress in your desires, wishes fulfilled. All of a sudden, something you've been working towards, it's going to happen. You're going to have mega energy. You're going to be accomplishing so much during this transit. It's going to be unbelievable. You won't believe how much you've done by July the 12th, I promise you. The thing is, people are listening to you now. There may be a few work confrontations, colleagues, etc., but it's good to get things out into the open. It's good to talk to people. It's very good financially. Interviews are successful, job promotion, opportunities, they're all coming for you now. Don't hold back and go through the doors. Don't be afraid to do something different. Your social life gets really active, and after June the 15th, when the sun gets into your sign, it's a brand new beginning for you. Even new friends, colleagues come into your circle. Work colleagues, network circle, it's all expansion. You are the star of the month virtually, because sun in your own sign, Mars in this 11th house. You are very attractive, very stimulating company to many people. You can get popularity and success. Make the most of it. You can also get increase of income and sort out many difficult financial problems because Mangala directly is looking at your second house. So a few restraints are there. Saturn's pulling on Mangala's back, as it were. Talked about at the beginning of the video. But generally, Gemini, you are powering forward. Cancer Moon and Ascendant, this is the moment, isn't it? This is really important transit. Mangala's gone into the top of your chart, 10th house, in his own sign. You've been enduring job loss, job change, job insecurity, and now Mangala's going to fight back. You're going to find a new way forward, definitely. Of course, Saturn continues 8th house, unexpected factors, things outside of your control affecting working life. And now Mangala's part of this now. It could happen again, job loss, insecurity. But guess what? Because Mangala's so strong, you're going to find new direction no matter what instability surrounds you. Because next transit, just to look ahead a bit, because we should always do that, when Mars goes into Taurus, he's in your 11th house. After July the 12th, interviews come up, promotion even, some of you, whole new direction, and definitely new sources of income. So get empowered now. If things seem out of control, they are not out of control. You are going in a whole new direction, a whole new beginning. One thing though, domestic life could get difficult. Changes there happen fast and give you a little bit of tension actually during the transit. Leo, Moon and Ascendant, watch out. Mongol is in his own sign in the 9th house. Quarrels with your father, quarrels with the boss, quarrels with anybody who's in authority, teachers, lecturers. There's a lot of tension. Even legal problems can be here. But strangely enough, these same people are the ones you should be listening to. Lawyers, teachers, lecturers, gurus even, I don't know, advisors, father. Anybody in a place to give you advice is going to give you good advice. How do we know? Because Saturn is strong in 7th house, own sign as well, and he is aspecting Mangala here. And Mangala is your Yoga Karaka. If you will only listen to sage advice from anybody, but especially these people, even spouse, partner, business partners giving you good advice now. Listen, don't argue, don't interrupt. Listen, take it on board. It can really help you. Business people even expand into foreign shores, some of you during this time, but cautiously because of Saturn's aspect. You may even travel a lot. Some of you students do fantastic study with a huge burst of energy. And students are making big decisions about educational future now. But for everybody, Mongol is just on the point of getting into your 10th house. At the end of this transit, he goes into a fantastic conjunction with Guru, a whole new career direction coming up. Virgo, Moon and Ascendant, Mongol is in his own sign, but in the 8th house, you're going to transform your whole direction suddenly. But generally, because he's aspected by Saturn's 6th house, you're going to make the best of these difficult circumstances. Health issues stress you definitely because of Saturn's 6th house transit aspecting Mangala. But guess what? Mangala is strong in Aries. You can get good intervention, good advice, good consultations all of a sudden. Health takes a whole new direction. Long-term health issues, you can start to deal with them in a transformative way during the transit. Work confrontations get serious now. Changes in your co-worker situation happen and you have to go with them. Definite difficulties with your spouse financially, some of you, but you've got to go through these. Legalities have to be gone through now. Some of you business people make big changes. Financially, it's about wills, legacies, investments, inheritance, all of these things. And long-term financial changes made now can be very wise and very helpful to you. So don't delay anymore. And students, what a period for study. Researchers especially. Mangala own sign, 8th house, Multicone sign, aspected by Saturn, intense study, intense success. Go for this. Make the most of this wonderful opportunity for intensive study. Libra moon and ascendant. Oh, Mangala's going to put pressure on you during the transit. It's all coming from other people. Good job that you normally manage people well. You'll need all of your public relation skills during the transit. See, Mangala's in a weakened position by his house position, 7th house, but strong by sign. And he represents business partner, spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend. They're having some stress, but they're also putting stress onto you. You could be having quarrels about children as well, because Saturn's in your 5th house and children are having stress as well. Students, education is getting really tough now. You're feeling frustrated on the course and you have to make sudden decisions. Family tensions also arise and problems around financial decisions as well, because Mangala is your 2nd house lord. So you're feeling pressured by family, by spouse, by everybody. Libra, take a bit of time to yourself, because there's only so much pressure somebody can take. But guess what? You will come to good financial decisions now, because Mangala is in a fantastic place, multicone sign. You mightn't want to do the things the way other people want to do them, but go along with it for now, because actually it's best to cooperate under this amount of powerful Mangala energy. Scorpio moon and ascendant, this is your moment when your Lord Mangala goes into his multicone sign in the 6th house. He's going to get rid of so many problems in your life. Of course, that means you've got a battle on your hand, but you're ready for this. So you're going to deal finally with difficult workplace situations, workplace colleagues maybe. You're going to get on top of health problems bugging you down for so long. New diet exercise program, new medical advice, something switches and everything moves forward. You're going to sort out domestic situations, because Saturn, 4th house, puts pressure here. So jobs you've been putting off around the home, sort them. They just can't wait anymore. And yes, you are going to have stressful workplace confrontations, but Mangala gives you the power to sort them out. So don't hide away. Don't be afraid. Not that you are normally, but don't think now is not the right time. Now is the time to say it like it is and sort out complicated work situations. If you have job interviews, this is great. You make a fantastic impression during this time. If you've got court cases, legal issues, you will win definitely. Financial issues, you will sort them. You will be very good dealing with debt, outstanding debt, all of this. So get on top of these difficult issues now. You will be amazed what you've accomplished by the end of the transit. Sagittarius moon and ascendant, you're in a really risk-taking mood, all or nothing mood. When you have Mangala so strong in the 5th house of your chart, you've got to have a little bit of caution, because Saturn is aspecting, don't forget. So you will make changes here. Definitely some of you even take risky financial speculative ventures. Take advice, but there it is. You're determined to do something different. Push out the boat, and it's quite an adventurous period actually for you. However, if any malefics are in Aries in your chart, or even in Aquarius where Saturn is, be careful about risky financial ventures. As I say, take advice. Next thing is students. Education gets really fired up now. Some of you make a big change about educational course during the transit. Some of you making big decisions about parenting issues, children, etc. Children, even some of them having accidents, problems during this time. But Saturn's aspect will sort it all perfectly. You'll be getting itchy feet big time, because Mangala aspects 12th house, foreign land, foreign travel, but it mightn't be the right time to make that move because of Saturn's restraining factor here. But it's a very good time for studying astrology, occult study. Mangala does great when he's in this house of wisdom, aspecting 12th house of deep knowledge. So very, very good for occult study, students studying astrology. Actually, Saturn's aspect from the house of skill onto Mangala in the house of talent and artistry. This could be very good. Artistic people, dancers, actors, anybody in any musical skill, artistic skill, you're going to get fired up. You may even start a new course of education. Capricorn moon, Capricorn ascendant. It's all about your domestic situation, selling a house, buying a house, renting a house, changing domestic life, renovating. Something's happening and you can't put it off anymore. And Mangala doesn't like to be fourth house, but he's in his own sign. So you're going to get on top of difficult domestic changes that you've been putting off for some time. Now's the time. You can't avoid them anymore. The trouble is, it's too much at once for some of you. There can be delays because Mangala is in that Papakatari I've just spoken about beginning of the video. So up until June 15th, there's a lot of frustration. After June the 15th, things really move. Domestic changes happen. Everything gets into action. So if you have a bit of frustration, hang on. You're going to get there in the end. Watch out for relationship pressure though, because Mangala is aspecting full-on house of partner, girlfriend, boyfriend. You're putting a lot of pressure on them. Ease off a little bit, or it could get actually a little bit confrontational. Have some caution. It's a very seminal transit for Aquarius, moon and ascendant. Saturn in your sign, moon sign, is aspecting this Mangala now. This is a very important time for communication. Moon sign people are in sati, so watch it because you could upset relationship situations if you are too blunt. Be careful. Because what this Mangala means, third house, is that you can get good interviews, good financial advice, good changes happening in your workplace, and financially, it's very beneficial. You're fighting for the things you've wanted for so long, and this is why it's such a powerful transit. But don't forget, Mangala is no friend to your Lord Saturn, so don't come on too strong. You're going to be very tempted to have all or nothing conversations with your neighbours, with your siblings, with your work colleagues. Sometimes it'll be okay because Mangala is strong, but sometimes it could leave a bad taste. Moderation. Say it like it is. You're in favor now. You're going to get things going your way, but don't lose friends in the process. That's the thing. Pisces, moon and ascendant, it's all about the money. It's all about your security now. Mangala is strong in second house of your chart. You're going to make big financial decisions and changes. You see, Mangala is going to give you power here to make some fantastic decisions, but family may interfere a little bit. That's the thing. You see, Saturn's in your 12th house. You're being very secretive about all of this financial situation. You may have more money than you want people to know, or you may have less money than you want people to know. Something's not quite out in the open about financial situation for many of you. But you're going to make a big decision about it and deal with it. Do it. Don't delay. Don't be unsure because Mangala is good in Aries. So after June 15th especially, you get good financial advice. Take it and make those big moves. And what's your diet? What's your food intake? It's becoming very impulsive. You're eating things you know are not very good for you. Take it slow. Eat slowly. Don't rush, or you could have an accident with your food intake. Be careful. Now, Mangala is good in this Aries sign, but your speech is going to be very sharp. Once you've spoken something, you can't take it back. So be a little bit cautious about speech now because you may say something you regret. That's the only thing. Check out all the other major transits happening up on your screen right now. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. Goodbye for now. God bless everyone.